this one's for you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a renegade, but I'm getting paid. Ears ringing, let a hater hate. Make a big for it when I penetrate. Heard they want me dead, better tell them wait. Cause I'm hot now, I'm in the devil's way. This is God's plan, so you better pray. Gotta watch it now with a bitter face. Been a hot boy since my juvie days. Prison time had me eating trays. I'm a gladiator, been to YA.
Hey, yo, what's good with it, everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed. And like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. That being said, man, I got a crazy video I want to react to. And like I said, if I ever use somebody's face on a thumbnail, or I'm talking about specific individuals, you know, that are social media presence influencers, I'm not really gonna bash their name. Things that they say, I think, make for good content, good reaction, and it allows me to continue my personal growth by remaining positive, refraining from being negative and talking down on somebody, but instead just try to convey a different message. And, you know, I guess you could say redirect people's attention to something more positive than relying and depending on the negative comments and the negative attributions that people put all over YouTube per se. So let's get into the video. Now, you guys seen the thumbnail, right? I've went over this countless times, but the more I ignore it, the more that I continue to do YouTube and others of my nature, of my status, of my label, my title, the quote unquote dropout channels, you're gonna see a lot more people become aggravated of our presence all over social media, which is hard for me to understand how, you know, just who we are as people, however we identify ourselves as civilians, utilizing the civilian card, or ex this or former that, or just YouTubers and content creators. The simple fact is there's other people that can't let go of the idea of who we are, what we've inspired to be, how we've inspired audience members to tune into our channels because of our raw material, our authenticity, and putting ourselves out there and putting certain information out there. Now they say, you know, content versus dry snitching, man. There's a lot of narratives that go on, and I trip out how people utilize so much energy, their negative energy, when it could be positive energy and investment towards themselves. They utilize a lot of negative energy to target people like me, people that have been identified as dropout channels. And, you know, it doesn't bother me in a sense, but I like to combat this narrative to the best of my ability, since no one else will, to challenge these guys to think different, in the same sense that we've all started thinking different, in the same sense that a vast majority of people on social media that have tuned into our channels has given us a second chance, has given us an opportunity to look past our past experiences and what we went through. Maybe they should do the same. But I get it. Some of these channels have dragged some of these people's names in the mud and got their attention. And the way to combat that kind of negativity was allowing all these social media YouTubers that, like Bozo, for example, he's the one I'm pretty much reacting to in a positive way. You know, I said his name, but in a positive way. You know, obviously they're gonna, when they feel targeted, when they feel like everything they do is dragged in the mud and people were throwing salt on their name, the best way to combat negativity is with negativity. It makes it very controversial, right? So I can see why a lot of people react to certain things about certain people, and that narrative is the best narrative and is the best weapon that they can provide on social media. Is they're dropouts, they're scandalous, they're dirty, they're liars, they're hypocrites. Don't listen to them. Hey, you shouldn't have to tell people who to listen to. Give your audience members the opportunity to choose who they want to listen to. And if it's me that's very captivating, or another YouTube channel that's been labeled the prison genre dropout channel that's very captivating, that catches their attention and makes them laugh, there's nothing to be mad at. Just work on your craft, work on your efforts, work on your content, work on your music, work on you as a person to regain the attention of other people. We shouldn't be fighting over people's attention. And I say that for this reason. There's another YouTuber who's an active gang member, has his own YouTube channel. He's very funny. And I don't need to say his name, but he's very funny. Every once in a while, I'll see a thumbnail with him, and I just tune in because I just want to get that, you know, that Bay Area vibe, that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That it's pretty cool to see, man. You know, I don't live in California no more. I live in a different state where that culture is not out here. So it's every once in a while I tune into him because, you know, he's funny, and he's real. He's real about his words. But then, you know, there's not a day that goes by that I don't scroll through YouTube looking for certain things and certain positive messages to convey to this audience, convey to YouTube. where I don't see my face on somebody else's thumbnail. I see it on TikTok, I see it on Instagram, I see it on YouTube. And 98% of the time, I don't even know who these people are who utilize my face to assassinate my character. Whole lot of character assassination going on. And it's crazy that it's people that don't even know me, never even had a word with me, never exchanged words with me, never even gave me a like or a thumbs up. One time in one of those videos, I heard, hey man, these dropout channels are winnings, man. They got the views. Active channels don't got the views. These dropout channels are the ones that are getting the views, they're the ones that are getting the bag. We can't hate on that. They're winning right now. So when I heard that perspective, I thought about it, was analytical, and I looked at it. You know, the crazy thing is, it shouldn't be competitiveness. YouTube is a wide range of audience and is a big algorithm where we don't have to compete and play tug of war with the same audience members, which you'll see in most of these channels, same audience members, a little bit different. But I ain't trying to play tug of war with nobody. And I'm not sitting here every day like, my video did 13,000 views. What did his do? What did his do? Damn, I gotta do better, man. I gotta make some stuff up now. I gotta make some lies. I gotta exaggerate, man. Little tapatio. I don't sit here and do that. You know what I do now? What I've learned in the past last year, I did it all last year and this year, is I drop a video on YouTube and I let it do its thing. My audience members that want to react to it and message me about it, you know, I gave them my direct line or my Instagram, which I'm a lot more on, and we could talk about it there. You could provide me with information there. You could share stories with me there. I refrain from watching other channels that been in the same genre, in the same category as mine, on the basis that, because that's what I seen people do on YouTube, was they watch each other's channels, take bits and pieces out of those videos and make a video about it. Somebody can say something about a video, somebody else is gonna grab that same thing. He's like, you know what, I can break that down even better and show him that he's a liar and break it down even more because I'm more educated than them. I seen that all over social media last year, and that's when I said, that's what I don't need to be. I feel like if you can't create your own creativity and you have to utilize somebody else's for it, then you're not very good at what you do. And you got to think outside the box, and you got to learn to become more, have a creative sense of mind. But most importantly, a better sense of judgment to know, like, people on YouTube are not dumb. They see through all that. So that's why, I stopped watching them. Every once in a while, I'll tune in just to see a good content, a good video, a good story, occupy my time. It just trips me out that there's a lot of energy being utilized. And that aspect that we have the bigger numbers, we have the bigger channels, we have the biggest audience members, we have the biggest views, and that's what makes a lot of people disgruntled and aggravated at our content. So the best thing they could do is say, man, y'all be listening to these dropouts, and they'll bash us in their comments, they'll bash us in their phone calls, they'll bash us in the social media. But when are they ever gonna realize that it doesn't make a difference? You can call a lot of what our prison stories dry snitching. People wanna hear them. So I'm gonna take the small voice that says that my content is dry snitching or snitching on YouTube. I'm lying, calling myself a civilian now, and that doesn't make things better. I'm in a better place than I've ever been. I've been in a better place in that jail cell. I'm in a better place than being surrounded by my homies that rather has seen my downfall and preyed upon my downfall and watched my downfall happen than to save me. If you don't like that narrative, then you can speak out against it. But your own personal experiences. You don't need to utilize my name or other people's names or other people's content or what other people are doing to discredit us and only glorify your ideologies when you have yet to be on social media glorifying your own ideologies. You're not even proud of them. And that's the biggest thing that I've seen. Bozo did say, he has a lot of homies that walked away from the life and did good, and they didn't have to drop out. Well, like I said, there's a lot of very uneducated people on social media that use the term dropout just because somebody walked away from the gang. Dropout has only been used for the 4 organizations, the 4 prison organizations, but yet people have a low way of thinking, low level of thinking, where they can't comprehend the term dropout is utilized for the prison organizations, not for anybody else that went SNY, not for anybody else that just woke up one day and said, man, I'm cool on the streets. I'd rather go get a job. But he did mention that he has a lot of homies that walked away on good standings and got jobs, became businessmen, tattoo shop owners, union workers. That's you damn right. You damn right. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. people that are capable of walking away and abandoning the life and not have to worry about repercussions from it. See, you throw that narrative out there in a general sense, making it so acceptable, but we all know the realities of it. I've mentioned it plenty of times. The moment you walk away from your neighborhood, your neighborhood's going to remember that. Not all of them are going to target you, but some of them are going to talk smack about you. Even if they don't react on that talking smack part, and that's as far as it goes, as, man, that fool's a lame, bro. He walked away from the hood, bro. He wanted to go be a dad. He was acting hard. He was acting solid. What happened, bro? All of a sudden, he had a kid and he changed. If they just do it on that basis alone, just goes to show you that it's unacceptable to walk away from the lifestyle. In this gang culture, and I speak for a lot of it, you know, there's a lot of people that do just wake up one day and say, you know what, I want to be a family man. I want to take care of my kids, meet one of the most beautiful women in the world, the one, and say, you know what, I'd rather be with her than be with them. Trust me when I tell you, there's somebody in those streets that does not like that because they can't accomplish that. And a lot of these dudes believe in the ideology that if you joined a gang, if you became part of the neighborhood, this is where you belong. I looked at it like this. I was 13 years old when I joined a gang, and I was led in the wrong direction. I did 3 years in YA, and having to fight for my life, fight every day, getting beat up, getting assaulted, fighting other people, assaulting other people, because I was influenced by my older homies to continue to be the hardest gang member there ever is. I get out at 18, started working with big homies, started functioning on the street, started working with NF members, and it led me to a prison sentence. I went to prison, became political, tried to adopt a belief system that I thought was true, became a true believer, and I got done dirty. And then I continued to be involved in gangs, retaliate against a gang that's bigger than mine, and then I got backdoored even by my own homies, so I got left to the wolves. And just because I shared that personal experience and decided to change makes me not the person to look up to. And I think you're wrong for that. And I think a lot of people are wrong from that on social media, because in reality, I just looked at my whole life experience and says, man, I went through hell and back to become what I am today. And what I am today is what I needed to become in the first place. So I don't mind that there's people bashing my name and discrediting me for everything that I say and I do, because I'm not thinking about them. The narrative that they put out there about these dropout channels and what they say and why they shouldn't listen to us, it's a small echo in a wide world. And I'm not really worried about it because I know my voice has been louder, and I'm trying to reach the same kids that are acting like me, that are going to become just like me, that might end up just like me or worse than what I ever ended up in a prison cell, and that's in a gravesite. So until I make the biggest change and the biggest difference, I'm going to keep on going. And I'm sorry that a lot of people on social media, all they do is, you know, they're very analytical in the wrong sense. These dropout channels are getting more popularity than us. Or these dropout channels are just mad. They're undesirables. They can't go back to their hood. Well, guess what? I don't want to go back to my hood. I ain't got no reason to go back to my hood. I don't care about people that don't desire my presence or my loyalty or my love, because the people that do desire me the most, I interact with them every day on social media. I interact with them every day on Instagram. I met some incredible people from my social media, from my subscribers on my Instagram and in person and on my phone calls. Well, I just seen that there's better friendships than being part of a gang. That there's better hands that I'd rather shake than the ones that are going to stab me in the back. There's better people in this world with a better mentality that can teach me something different, teach me growth, teach me personal development than being involved in a gang. So if I can influence the kids to do the same like me, then what I do and what I say and the content that I put out shouldn't bother nobody else. So with that being said, like I always say, is one life, one chance. You only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.